Hey my fellow investors, this is Julius with another video of investing. Now it's been a while since I last posted a video. I think it's been a week, and that is because I've been away. I've been out of town for a week, but now that I'm back, we're going to start from where I stopped in the last video. Now today in this video I want to talk about saving money and what does it take to begin this journey. Now this video is for those of us who are struggling to save, and not necessarily because we are not making a certain amount of money. Personally, I don't believe you have to be making a certain amount of money to begin this journey, but it has to do with making changes to our lifestyle, and that way saving is going to become so easy. You know, at some point people keep on telling you to save money, and you know you should do it, you even want to do it, but it seems very hard when you have to live paycheck to paycheck. Now here are some of the questions that may keep you away from saving money. Question number one, how much of your paycheck should you save each month? Question number two, should you save a fixed amount or a percentage of your take-home pay? And question number three, do you need to cut out everything that you love to do to add to your monthly savings? Now these are important questions, but the answer is no. You don't have to sacrifice everything to meet a savings goal, but there are small changes you can take to save money every payday and add up to your savings over time. Now here are some practical strategies to start saving money now, as well as plan your savings roadmap and get organized so you can successfully save over the long run. Always remember that small changes can add up to a big savings. You know, like they say, it starts with one step to walk a mile, and it's okay to start small, because so many people think they can't save unless they have a lot of money to save at once, which can be difficult if you are living a paycheck to paycheck. But if you keep the go big or go home mentality when it comes to saving, you may never start saving at all. Now personally, I believe there's a solution to all this, and that is start small and start now. Don't wait for tomorrow, because like this saying goes, tomorrow may never come. Focus on short-term goals so you can hit your long-term goals further down the road. And what does starting small look like? Now that depends on your situation. You have the opportunity to define what small means for yourself. Now the most successful saving strategies are the ones that fit you and your lifestyle, and that you can maintain over time. Now small savings means that difference between an emergency and an inconvenience. Now for some, small could mean saving $5 each week, which adds up to around $260 a year. Now while $260 may not sound like much, it's enough to transform an expected bill from an emergency to an inconvenience. Now when you have money saved up, it's going to cover those bills which pop up unexpectedly. For example, the average cost of an urgent care visit is around $100, right? And the average cost of an emergency room visit is about $350. Now, if you had $260 in an emergency savings fund, you could completely cover the cost of most unplanned urgent care trips, or cover a good portion of a trip to the emergency room, and work out a payment plan with medical providers to cover the difference. Now, if you don't have any money saved up, let's say you have fewer options, and this is when you're going to get pressured into putting the bill on the credit card and adding interest charges to an already expensive problem, which in the long run may hurt your credit. Or you may have to sacrifice other needs like paying rent for that month to cover the cost of that problem, which is going to put you into more debt. Now it's never convenient to have an unplanned expense, but saving prevents that inconvenient expense from turning into something much worse than it could have been. Also, you need to understand that starting small doesn't have to mean a specific number. Small could also mean making little changes in your lifestyle and adding up over the long term to your savings. Now some ways you can start small to save big can be rounding up the change on your purchases and save the difference. Now apps like Acorns, if you have heard of it, let you round up and invest the change. You can also throw loose changes in a jar. I mean, I used to do this, and at the end of the year put this money in a savings account. Now you can also save on utility and electricity cost by unplugging appliances. And also turning off the water when you are brushing or when you are washing utensils, because most times we leave this water to our floor as we are washing our dishes or when we are brushing our teeth, and you'll be surprised on how much money you can save at the end of each month by doing these small changes to your lifestyle. Now, the other way that has worked for me is making meals at home to save money on eating out. Now, the average menu per person per meal is around $10. By contrast, the average meal at home costs about $4 for groceries, which is going to save you around $6 per person per meal. Now, a wise man once said that you need to spend what's left after saving instead of saving what is left after spending. Now, this is known as the pay yourself first approach. Now, if you have fun doing something, you're going to keep building the habit rather than avoiding it. You also need to turn savings into a challenge for yourself. You can get creative and think about the little things that you spend money on and how you could save money off of it instead. Now, challenge your friends to turn savings into a competition, and then let your growing savings account be your reward. Now, every time I look at how much my money is working for me and how much I've gained through investing my money, that alone motivates me to keep investing and saving at the same time. You also need to understand that it's one thing saving money, and it's another thing safeguarding that money against your own impulse to spend that money when you have it. And it can be a challenge, and in fact, it takes a great deal of sacrifice not to spend money when you have it. When it comes to this, what has worked for me is making my saving difficult to access so that I don't have to spend it. And this can be through putting the extra cash that you have into an account that is separate from your checking account. And that way you keep your savings out of sight, out of mind, and out of danger from your spending impulse. You also have to consider putting your money in high interest savings account, or else you may lose that money due to inflation. Now, many online banks offer high yield savings account with no minimum deposit required, meaning you could start your online savings account with zero put down. Now, since banks usually have a processing time to transfer money to up to a few business days or not weekends, and at the same time you're limited to 6 convenient transfers or less each month out of this savings account, there are more barriers in place before you can access that money. Now, you're going to find that these extra barriers mean you have to think about the purchase, plan for it, and wait to transfer the money before you buy that item that you want to buy, which gives you time to avoid the impulse buys and you saving money even more. Now, while starting small may look like $5 per week, like I said, for a while, try to eventually translate that number to percentage over your overall pay. For example, if you save $5 per week and you make around $20,000 per year, you are saving just over 1% of your income per year. And that is why thinking in terms of percentage to numbers is very important. Now, while breaking a percentage down into a number makes it more specific for savings, if you only set a specific number for savings goals, that number won't change over time. On the other hand, if you view your savings as a percentage of your salary that you're getting paid, and your salary increases over time, your savings will also increase. After all, if you are saving 1%, like I used the example before, if you save 1% over $30,000, that is $300 each year. Which is more than the 1% of the 20,000. Now, the percentage hasn't changed, but your salary has. So your savings grows as the result of your income going up. Now, at the end of the day, always remember that start with what you can save and grow from there. Don't let a grand financial goal intimidate you or grow you off track when it comes to saving. If you don't start saving somewhere, you'll never save anything. Start from where you are and go from there, and I believe you can do this. Now, I hope the content was beneficial for someone who's been struggling to save money. Those are some of the habits I've been practicing to help me to save money, because I understand it can be a difficult journey, especially when you begin. But the small changes we make in our life, that is what's going to define you, or is going to help you to save more. You can start small, get into a routine, Once it becomes easy, then you can go up. You start with 1%. If you think, you know what, I can do 2%, then try the 2%. Don't start with 20% and then you get discouraged and then you give up. So I hope the content was beneficial, and if it was, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe by hitting the red button below, that one right there. That way you will join the family of everyday investors who are not making so much money, but who are working towards achieving our financial goals and living off of our dividends, at the same time retiring on our own terms. You know, at the end of the day, freedom is doing what you love to do when you want to do it. And believe me, if you have to work 9 to 5 every day, sometimes you don't want to go, but because the job requires you to be there, you have to be there. But when you are financially free, you don't have to. You can pick and choose what you want to do and when you want to do it. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. It doesn't take a genius to start saving money. All right? Don't live today like a millionaire and then live tomorrow like a broke guy. Don't try to look rich, but actually grow the wealth so you can be rich. Thank you. See you in my next video.